In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to model this kind of stairs, and I'm gonna be showing you the techniques that I would use in order to efficiently model this geometry. So first thing, what we want to do is import this image into Rhino. Now I'm just dragging the image from my folder to Rhino, and I'm importing it as a picture frame. So now I'm just holding a shift key to have it oriented orthogonally. And now we have the view in the viewport. So I just use this technique because it's easier for me to see the reference image. Next thing is I want to create this black steel frame first, because that's where the geometry starts from. So as you can see, the geometry starts from here. It seems like it's continuous. Probably it has some seams, but we're gonna model it as one solid object. Then afterwards, we're gonna create this one step. And as you can see, it's quite modular, so we're just going to create a single one, and then we will copy it onto multiple ones. After that, we're gonna create the railing, and then we're just gonna add some walls and a floor for the environment. So let's count to see how many steps there are. So this is one height, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's going to be 12. So I'm using polyline command, polyline. I'm just going to start from here. I'm holding my shift to lock it, and then pressing tab key to have this white lock. So now if I go left and right, the direction will stay the same. So now I'm just gonna type 17 centimeters for the height, then 30 centimeters from the length of the step. I'm gonna press OK to finish the command, space. Then I'm just going to copy this now multiple times. So I'm typing copy, selecting this dot to here, and then I'm just gonna use additional commands here, which will allow me to copy this element multiple times without clicking each time. So I'm just gonna say yes, 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 and now I'm just moving my mouse, and it will lock in the direction and in the position. So I'm just clicking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's just count to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so these are extra. So now I created these lines that, as you can see, they are like separate. So what I want to do next is I want to create all of this as a single line, connected line. But before that, I noticed that I want to extend this surface there. So I'm just going to select this line, press F10, or I can use this command here, points on, is the same. I'm selecting this point, I'm just dragging it on the right side, approximately. So now, once I have that, I'm going to select all of the lines and type join. Once I do that, now this is a single line. So the next thing we want to do is we want to give it a thickness. So I'll probably approximate that this is something around 1 centimeter. So I'm just gonna type offset and type the distance of 1, press enter. And here it is. So now I have double line, which are close to each other on the distance of 1 centimeter. Now I'm just typing a line. I want to use normal line to connect this part and the upper part. Now I'm just going to select everything and press join again so that I have one closed curve, and you can see there it says 4 curves joined into one closed curve. So that's what we want. Now I'm gonna go into the perspective. I'm gonna use this perspective view here, or you can just double click on the top view. It will return you to 4 viewports. But right now, because this was the perspective, I need to change it manually. So I'm just gonna set view to perspective here. I'm gonna double click to enter again. So as you can see, this is lying flat on the ground and we want to orient it in a different way. So what we can do is we can use these handles here. As you can see, if I press here left click, it will show me the direction of the rotation. So I want to do 90, enter. So now I have this rotated 90 degrees. But before that, I want to return it to the axis, to the 0 axis. So I'm going to type move command. I'm going to say it's asking me which point you want it to move it from. So I'm going to press this point. And now I'm just going to type 0, 0, 0, enter. This returns me to the origin of the modeling plane. That's what we wanted. So now when we have the structure here, we can use command planar surface to create surface from this line. Press enter. And here it is. We have the surface, but we also have the line, surface and a curve. In this case, we don't need the curve anymore, so we're going to delete it. And now we have the surface, sorry. So next thing we want to do is extrude this surface. We're just going to select the surface, type extrude surface, and now we're just gonna enter the amount. So let's say 120, enter, and we have our polysurface now. So now we have surface that we just used, and also polysurface. So we're just going to delete surface anymore because we don't need it. So this is our polysurface. This is our black steel here in the example. So now let's continue. The next thing we want to do is we want to create this step. So now I'm going to go into the side view, front view here, and let's see how we will create this. So I'm gonna start drawing from here. I'm drawing from this point up, and let's say that this is something around 3 centimeters. Enter. So there's my line there. I'm gonna move it so that I can see it better here. And let's start with drawing. First I'm gonna move it until here, till this dot here. Then I'm just gonna use it as a reference in this case. Do this multiple times in multiple ways. First thing that comes to mind is to actually offset for this amount. So in order to do this, I'm going just to select this edge. Let me show you this in perspective view. So I'm going to select this edge. I'm holding Control Shift and left click, and then I'm releasing it. So now I'm gonna type the command duplicate edge, enter, and I'm gonna, while in the command, I'm gonna type join. So now I have this line isolated. So I'm going back to the front view, and I'm gonna go offset for a distance of 3 centimeters. I'm gonna press left click to verify, and here's my line. So I want to actually connect this line with this one. So I'm just gonna, for now, I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna type hide to have the lines there. I'm just gonna move here this line to there, and I'm going to connect these two. I'm gonna select everything and type join. So now I have this geometry that I wanted. Next step is to actually, because I see that in the reference image there is some small kink here, so I'm gonna create that as well. I'm using polyline command here, polyline. I'm just drawing on top of this line. It's called, gonna offset it for 0.5. Gonna type distance 0.5, enter. So now I have this line as well. So what I'm going to do is, this is very useful command that you can use. It's called curve Boolean. So I'm gonna type curve Boolean. I'm gonna select all curves, press enter, and click inside this region. When I press enter, it gives me the polyline already done, which is quite nice. So I'm going to go back into the perspective. So now I can delete these curves that I don't need anymore, that are extra. So here's my step, my profile of the step. I can actually unhide the geometry now here. Now once I have this step, the profile of the step, let's see how it will turn out. So first thing, I can see in the reference image that this curve is a little bit on the inside. So I'm gonna just click here and type -1 to move it 1 centimeter back in the back, and this one will be this one will actually start from here, but later we'll need to fix it, so it will be at the end. So firstly, I'm gonna use again the same process, planar surface, and I'm going to select it, extrude surface. I'm gonna go until there. I'm also going to use now solid points on command to move the 3D points of this poly surface. I'm gonna move it back also -1 to have the same structure as here. Now let's start with this one. As you can see here, since in the reference image it shows that it's actually extruded, so I think it's in the same plane as this black one. So I'm gonna use just quickly control points to move them till there, and here until there. I can use 0.5 to move it. And now let's extrude it. Yeah, this is one more command that I wanted to show you. So we don't need to do the same process. We can do something else. Let's do extrude curve. Enter. Go until the end. And now you can see that this is a shallow object. So we want to have the surface here. So the easiest way to do this is just type the command cap. Cap, and there it is. So this is our step. Now let's copy this. Let's copy this to the other ones. So this is a specific step because it's the first one, but this second one will be the same for all of them. So let's modify this one a little bit, these two. So in order to select two of them at the same time, I'm pressing left click, holding shift and selecting the other one. Now I'm typing solid points on and moving this up. Till there. There we go. And let's move this one a little bit also. Solid points on. Moving, move. There we go. And on this one, solid points on. Another command you can use is set point and choose the Z direction. It's this direction. Press OK and it will snap here to this point. So there we go. So now what we can do is we can actually group these two. We don't need to, but we can group it. Group. And let's see what happens. If he... Okay, so we need to modify this one as well. Or actually, yeah, I need to modify this one. I'm gonna ungroup it for a second. Solid points on. And move it in this direction. There you go. So now we can actually use this one as a guide. Group. Now let's see, copy here to here. And let's use the same command as before. There it is. Now let's just finish this off something around here. So I'm just drawing a line here. I'm gonna go into perspective. And now I'm gonna try to cut this. I'll show you how to do it. So I'm gonna extrude this curve. Pick the direction of the extrusion. Now I'm gonna type a Boolean split. Select these two, this polysurface and this small polysurface. Space. Now it's asking me to select cutting surfaces. Press enter, and there we go. So let's ungroup it first. Ungroup. This is the one. This is the one. There you go. So that's the end. Of course, we should probably end it in a different way, not like this. Probably, yeah, we can do something like this. Move this -3. And now let me show you another one. So we can also, for example, use the command called scale 1D. So I'm going to type scale 1D. Select this dot, and then go until there. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this on top of it. I'm going to use scale 1D again. I'm going to go for this point to this point until here. And I'm going to use it again to go until there. So now we're going to use Boolean Union. And we're going to use merge all faces. Merge all faces. And now we have this surface nice and clean. Okay, so now let's let's group all of these steps. They will be the same material. So just to have the same kind of feel, because it's from wood. So I selected everything, select group, and now I have this group. Next thing is to create the railing. I'm gonna type rectangle to just draw a rectangle. I'm gonna approximate the dimension something like 5 centimeters. So this is from the top view. As you can see, there is a small distance, so I'm gonna move it like maybe 2 centimeters, -2. And yeah, now I'm going to create the positions for these vertical bars. So it's somewhere around here. It's gonna be, yeah, let's make it 2. So this bar is going to be here in the middle. The next thing I want to do is I want to bring it up. So I'm gonna move it up. The way I did this is I type move, then I select the point. So if you want to lock it in the vertical direction, you need to hold Control key, then select that dot again, and then it will lock it, so you can move it up. There you go. So let's see how many of them there are. 1, 2, 3. So now let's go to the perspective, and let's determine the height. So first I'm gonna draw a line here to have it as a reference, or let's start from here better. There you go. And I'm going to bring this up. Actually, I'm gonna first measure from here to here, 110. There it is. So now I'm gonna move it to that spot, and this is gonna be this is going to be our reference. So let's see. It goes until there. And probably it will go down as well. Something like this. I'm gonna trim this. I'm using trim command in 2D. It's very useful. In this case, let's fillet. Use command fillet. Radius 0. Click this and this, and to connect there. And let's just draw a line until there. There you go. So now we have a reference for the bar. So let's select this line, explode it, have this curve and this curve, join. Let's offset it. 0.5 is okay. Let's make it 1 actually, or 2. 2 centimeters. Let's connect it here. I'm using extend, boundary object, space, curve to extend this one. I now have this curve. I'm gonna use this to offset for 2 centimeters as well. Offset. There you go. Let's use curve Boolean. Select inside, and we have the polyline there. So now let's see what we've done. we have this element there that we will use. We're gonna actually close this off as well. Join, move to this point. There you go. So now let's go to the top view to verify. Yeah, it's there. So now let's move the whole structure to this point. It snaps until there. Then let's go planar surface. Extrude this surface. Do the same for the upper one. And there you go. Now let's do this one. I'm extruding this curve. Something like this. I'm gonna cap it. And now I'm just gonna copy it. There and there. There we go. There we go. I'm deleting the extra lines now. And another thing we need to do is we need to have this extension here. This thing there. So actually, yeah, it's actually in a different position, but it's fine. We're just going to move it until there. Till there. And this one. There you go. Now the other thing is that we can do here is we can use this element, move it until there, extrude, curve, -2, cap it, and have it scale 1D. Copy this to the other ones. There you go. Now we can use Boolean Union on these. There you go. We need to fix this on the top. What we can do is I'll draw a line here. Like so. And let's extrude this curve. Another way you can extrude is you can actually hold Alt key and move it like so, and then press Ctrl at the end, and it will extrude the surface. Go Boolean split, select what you want to split with this thing on the top, and here you go. Just delete these. And we have our geometry. And what else? Yeah, there is these small two bars in the middle that we can also create. We're just gonna use this one, move it down, like so, and again. And I'm going to use the scale tool to make it a little bit less thick, like so. And that would be it. So this is the stairs from this image. And now I'm just gonna create some wall so that we can see how it looks in the rendering. So here is our finished image. This is the rendering. and hope you like it. Thanks for watching.